today I'm going to show you how I blow dry my hair. So I haven't really done anything yet. I've just washed it and I haven't put my product in yet. The first product that I'm going to be using today is Moroccan Oil Hydrating Styling Cream. I usually just use a tiny bit of this, maybe like that much, and just rub it around my hands, toss that in. And just so you know, I have really curly, kind of wavy, coarse, thick hair. So when I do my blowouts, it's really, I'm trying to smooth everything out. So if you're someone with maybe finer hair or straighter hair, you may want to use different techniques, but this is what I do for mine. I have really curly hair along my hairline, so you want to hit that first before it dries. So I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to get a little tension here, really kind of work it in there, and what this does is it smooths down all those front hair so that way they really don't have a chance to dry and get curly. So we're just going to work on our hairline first. So now that that is done, you can see if I pull my hair back, there's no frizz, it's nice and straight, it's no longer wavy. I always start off that way. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to power dry a little bit more. So the first section that I'm going to take is just from ear to ear. I just split that right in half, so you have two. Then I'm just going to start working. What I do is I do each side and I just kind of pull it out just like so. You really want to make sure that you let the hair set, so I always allow the brush to cool down for a second before I pull it out. So I'm literally going to do the same exact thing, split it in half. I always like to brush it through first. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, just kind of blow drying out. If your hair is super curly, you can always repeat the same thing that we did around the hairline. What you want to do is you want to get that brush right at the root and just give it a little bit of tension, so that way when you're pulling the hair out, it's nice and straight and you're hitting that. Alright, again, I'm gonna let that sit and cool down. I feel like a lot of people get started and then it doesn't necessarily get as smooth as quickly as they want it to. The key is just basically going over it as many times as you need to. So if you're running your hand through your hair and you're having a difficult time getting your hand through, it's still a little damp, still a little frizzy, just keep going over it and then it'll eventually get smooth. If you have really thick hair, it really just takes a little while. see, like even that time I just had to go over a little piece. So now it's nice and smooth. Now I can easily run my hands through it, and you can tell it just looks more finished. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Alright, so it looks like we're nice and smooth. Ends look pretty good, nice and flipped out. Just gonna run my hands through it to smooth everything out. This is also a famous move of mine. Okay, perfect. So moving on to the next section. For some reason, this section of my hair is the curliest of all. It's like right underneath my crown. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time smoothing out my roots before I go ahead and even start to work mids to ends. Alright, so now both sides are done. I'm just gonna run my hands through it per usual. Just kind of let it bounce around. See how the ends just look nice and finished? It's so important to keep going over them until they're smooth. It'll help your blow dry last too. So now what I'm gonna do is basically just take a back section to really work on the crown, because we love volume. We need it. So now at this point, instead of blowing everything out to the sides, it's gonna be straight up, so that way you get a nice lift at the root right at your crown. It also really helps when your sections are nice and clean too. If you get a really nice clip. I get this one from Sally's. I really like the way these work because they hold on to the hair really good. Like, okay, you're not going anywhere. If you don't feel comfortable leaving your brush in, then please don't, because it could get very ugly. You can actually even over direct the hair a little bit forward and then really kind of get good tension and make sure it sits directly on the top of your head. That's going to give you that really nice lift in the back. Okay, so we're going to take that out. As you can see, when you let it sit, see how it just gives you a nice little bump in the back? Perfect. This section is a little bit wide to take all of this in the brush. Everyone's gonna be different. Like I said, I just have a lot of hair, so I need to take a lot of sections. So what I'm gonna do is just take some from each side. So that way now this middle section is a lot skinnier, and we're gonna save that one for last. Okay, and just let that section sit. I'm gonna repeat on the other side. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so now you have your last section, finally. Seems like it takes forever. Oh, wait a minute, that's because it does take forever. It's a struggle, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna be blow drying it back. My natural part is slightly off to the right, so what I like to do is just take this entire middle section, pull it all back, direct it all back, and then just let it kind of fall naturally. Okay, great. So a lot of times I really try to keep my blow dries for as long as humanly possible because it does take a while. So I don't use too much product. The more that you put into your hair, the heavier it's gonna feel. So just to finish everything off and polish the ends, I do a tiny little pump of serum. So rub that together, and I'm literally just putting this right through the ends. You wanna avoid the root area because that's what makes it look greasy. And ooh, we don't like that. Alrighty, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to show you guys all of the tools that I used. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other ideas of anything you'd like me to go over, please shoot me a comment below.